This story begins way back in the hills of eastern Kentucky, in the town of Mud Creek, and specifically at the home of one Ida Mae Combs, confirmed widow. This here is Ida Mae's son Ronnie, and except for one or two or three things, he's a pretty good boy for a grown man. Here's Cindy and Jackson, Ida Mae's granddaughter and her husband. They come from two different families that really don't like each other. And what good is a grudge if you let it die? Now this little spitfire here is Juanita. Say what you want to about Juanita Jenkins, but she does bring joy to the world, one person at a time. And no story about eastern Kentucky would be complete without a high sheriff prowling around town. Meet Ham Terhune, law officer and amateur quilter. Didn't see that coming, did you? Recently, a cameraman and a TV reporter come to Mud Creek to meet these colorful characters. Oh, they were in for quite a surprise. You'll see.
Okay, we're rolling.
Here we go. 3, 2. Behind me is the cabin of Ida Mae Combs, widow and Combs family matriarch since the untimely death of her husband 15 years ago. Ida Mae is the subject of the new play The Quiltmaker, opening at Parkway Playhouse in Burnsville on May 2nd. The play tells the story of the Combs family here in Mud Creek, Kentucky.
What do you want? You're on my land and you was not invited.
I'm so sorry, Mrs. Combs, but we're here filming a documentary about the new play. Please tell me that gun's not loaded.
What the hell good is an unloaded gun, Missy? Heard you come up my driveway. Now I want to hear you leave. About as welcome here as a copperhead at a picnic.
What about the name, The Quiltmaker?
Well, what about it? I make quilts. What's so hard to understand about that? About every woman around these parts sews quilts. Ask the sheriff. Sheriff likes to make quilts too when he ain't running folks off to prison.
But there's more to this story with you and Juanita.
You best be careful, Missy. You're in the middle of a river on thin ice. And I'm warning you, accusations ain't taken lightly in Mud Creek, Kentucky.
Do you think quilt making is the reason the sheriff was after you?
Lady, I ain't as dumb as you look. It don't matter why. Sheriff's been after my family ever since he got put in there. But to answer your question, little Miss Know-It-All, hell yeah. Sheriff's after me 'cause I make quilts.
My name's Ham Terhune, and I'm sheriff around these parts. No, quilt making's not why we're after Ida Mae. She always says that. Everybody in Mud Creek thinks I'm after her for no good reason. She knows why. But yes, I really do like making quilts. Now, they're not as nice as the ones what Ida Mae makes, but keep a fella warm on a cold night.
Yeah, I'm Ronnie, Ida Mae's son. Yeah, my mama makes quilts, they're real pretty ones. Some of them she sells, some of them she gives to family members. People around here, they do whatever it takes to make a living, whatever it takes to get by. Everyone's got a story, this one's ours. Not any weirder than anyone else's. Speak of the devil, here comes Shortbread and Jackson now, just pulling in. Why don't you go ask them what they think about all this mess?
It won't roll down.
Oh, well, we're doing a feature on the new play. Wonder if we could have just a minute of your time, ask a couple of questions? It'll be real quick.
All right.
Behind Behind me are Cindy and Jackson. Cindy, Ida Mae is your grandmother. How do you and her get along?
Fine. Until she starts running down Jackson. He is my husband, and we are about to have a baby and start a family. The doctor says that the baby can hear just about everything right now. And I don't want no negative talk around my baby. Is that too hard to understand? As soon as Granny realizes that I'm a grown-up, things will be better for everyone. Jackson, I do not want to leave these mountains. I just want to live in a world where the Combses and the Bennetts all get along.
Well, I am a Bennett, and there's only one person with Combs blood that I care anything about, and she's standing right here.
Jackson, your baby has Combs blood.
Hope not too much.
Jackson, I swear to God, sometimes you are as dumb as a brick.
You know that I love you and that baby. The rest of the Combses aren't worth a damn.
Well, the Bennetts and the Combs never really cared much for each other, that is true. I was sheriff when old man Combs died 15 years ago. Grew up friends with his son Ronnie, but I never cared much for Luther. And honestly, nobody really missed him. But Ida Mae's different. When the old man was on a drunk or up and left town for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, Ida Mae was the one that kept the family going and took care of things. But this mess with Ida Mae and Juanita, I don't know what to think. Look, I really can't comment on an ongoing investigation. If you would talk to Juanita, she'll give it to you straight.
Hell yeah, I'll give it to you straight. People say I can't drive, and they talk about how I look, and they laugh at the makeup I sell. Well, I'll tell you what, I make people feel good. When corporate America does it, they call it business. When a private citizen does it, they call it a felony.
Well, it is a felony. Of course, she never seemed to understand that.
Whatever. Hambone.
Juanita don't know the law. She don't even know hair or makeup either.
She don't know nothing about hair. She knows some about makeup, but Juanita don't know nothing about the law.
She knows right from wrong.
Is that the same logic that got you locked up for 5 years?
That was a misunderstanding, Cindy. I told you that.
5 years?
Are there a lot of secrets up here in these mountains? Hello? I can't even keep track of them anymore. Ain't that the way it is everywhere, though? Ain't that the way it is where you live? Ain't nobody around here in Mud Creek was fooled by that snaky old Jackson Bennett. So first thing is, he needs to shut his mouth and just keep it shut. Listen, hon, I gotta run in just for a minute. I'll be right back. Back in a minute, okay?
Now it's time for you to leave. You want to know the rest of this story? You come see the play.